everyone.
Hey guys.
Good company today. And, a bit unusual still. So let's welcome MGpai to the show.
Hey guys, glad to be back.
All right. So let's start with updates. Actually, a lot of them, and now there are actually text updates being posted over the Telegram and Ergo forum every week. So stay tuned. And they also translated now to some national languages, such as Russian, Spanish, Vietnamese, and maybe next week will be more.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see. Right. A lot of developments. Also, there was intense developers chat yesterday. There will be a video done by QX over the weekend. A lot of nice discussions in the community, a lot of updates, in regards with code development and projects development. Right, so what's new on your side in particular?
Yeah, I've been making pretty good progress on Ergo names. The contracts are quite complex. It's like about 6 or 7 contracts all working with each other, because with Ergo names we're having the normal names itself, and we're having recursive subnames as well, so you can have like domains on top of your own like root domain. So it's pretty complex. And then to account for front running, we have like the commit and review format, so no one can like steal your name ahead of time. For example, if you mint a really common name, like let's say like John.erg or something, and then someone like sees that in the mempool, they could steal that, right? But with our method, it's not going to be possible through our scheme. So all these implementations are quite complex. So I'm happy to say that over the weekend I was able to do an end-to-end test from commit review. Yeah, from a commit reveal to an actual Ergo name mint itself. So it's going pretty well. And it's super exciting. It's the biggest development from me.
Nice to hear. So is any help needed, and any tests done for the contracts you've done?
Yeah, I mean, probably it would be nice for people to like look over the contract. It's like almost done. There's like a few more small changes needed. So after that, I'll probably make an announcement in the developers channel. And and another new, and I think testing, I have to like think through a little more, because with like AVL trees, it's a little harder for testing, but it's probably possible though. And another like a cool thing I want to try to do is make like an off-chain bot in Go. And of course it'll be open source, and it'll add like another option for developers to copy. So if I can get that done, I've been coding in Go, since the last few months. It's quite fun, I find, and the Go is really nice for concurrency. I find it's like really easy to do. In Scala, it's like I think it's more like abstracted away. I haven't done much of it in Scala. So I've been enjoying that. So I think doing it in Go it'll be quite interesting, for developers and all. So I think that's something to look forward to as well.
I see. So for AVL plus trees related tests, so you can check Scala tests for chain cache. So trees are used there.
Oh, and, I'll check that out.
Yeah, I'm using Plasma made by Cheese. So he made a Scala library to work with AVL plus trees. So to have off-chain storage for the current state committed on the blockchain.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, it's quite cool, and I think it's quite a good pattern, right? So when you have only commitments on the blockchain, and all the data processed off chain, and then off chain is becoming actually the main part, right? In regards amount of code, which is how it should be, I believe, because well, the blockchain is very scarce resource actually. Because well, we still want it to be peer-to-peer, right? It means
right.
I need to be able to process it on my laptop and so on.
So, Christy, how are developments coming along with Node and 6.0?
It's going well, actually. Later today, I will release another DevNet, so DevNet 1, after DevNet 0 released like 2 weeks ago. So it will have support for new data structure, unsigned big integer for cryptographic applications specifically, and then support for higher order functions and some other things which could be quite useful for applications developers. And Cheese is doing Lithos contracts already, as far as I know, using DevNet 0, right? After DevNet 1, there will be hopefully just DevNet 2, right? And then there will be release candidates, and we will be close to actually mainnet, public testnet and mainnet release. So public testnet could be started with release candidate, right? And then mainnet should be not much different. And also spending some time on subblocks, right? It's called, but following my proposal on the forum. So it's maybe better to talk about two kinds of blocks: input block and ordering block, right? Which is quite following maybe pretty popular design patterns also. I believe, right? So there are some blockchains using the same terminology, even or similar. And actually, this construction was inspired by Prism a little bit, and also other blockchain constructions. So it will be activated after 6.0, right? So I'm just at the beginning. And also need to write actually proposal, and there is need to analyze its security, because this is very much needed, because we need not to lower the bar down. Initial design of Ergo was, covered by a bunch of papers published. There is needs, I think, not to lower the bar. So we need to have some proofs for security, right, for new construction. That's, I believe, how Ergo is different from 99% of blockchains.
Yeah. I think the coolest update for the community would be subblocks, right? I saw some more progress on that in the development chat.
But actually, with 6.0, so new features in Ergo 3, Ergo script, so it will be also much easier to do many things, such as rollups, layer 2 solutions, and it will be possible to reason, for example, about Ergo block headers within Ergo contracts itself, right, and so on. So also support for having optional data in registers, context variables, support for higher order functions. So actually a lot of things which would change the development contracts development landscape a lot.
Yeah, super exciting. And Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how sub blocks are used by projects. And then, to look forward to, we also have like the mempool proposal that I think Morphic was, writing about. So we can have like, he was writing a mempool proposal so we can do more, I think better, more sound chain transactions directly rather than right now where the mempool can suddenly like disappear. I think with like a new EIP, it's possible to make it more sound. And then I think we can see that more projects just directly using mempool and having transactions appear to be instantly, confirmed. And
Oh,
Nemo and Anon have been working towards this quite well on Nautilus. I've been seeing really good updates on it so far, and I've been talking to them as well. So that's really exciting to see because I think the most important thing is the user experience, right? Because the user has to see the actual like confirmed or unconfirmed asset in the wallet to determine like if they have it or not. So it's the first step towards that, and they've been working hard towards it.
oh, but do you mean atomic chain?
Yes.
How's it called? Yeah, but there is need to analyze security of it further, I guess, because it's missed basically in the AP. So there are some spam possibilities, like when you announce the chain but not deliver part of it intentionally, right? To attack other peers and so on. So there is needs to have some things, and actually the same is for subblocks, right? And on the way, I'm thinking to analyze peer-to-peer protocol for more. So there were actually a lot of spam protection measurements done and so on. Right, and now, I am even inviting your friends about, I don't know.
Yes, that's how you say it. I think a really cool thing for the community to know is I'm trying to get more people from my college campus involved in Ergo development, because a lot of students, or especially a lot of computer science students, right, are having issues in this market finding any internship or job opportunities, right? I'm a third year student, so people are like, this is the time, where you got to like, finish up. It's either your second year, you start early, or your third year, you really got to get something going, right? Or else it'll be hard once you graduate to get a real job. So a lot of people have been working on that and having trouble. And I found a common issue with people is that they don't really have solid projects to put on their resume. Like maybe they put like a Python calculator app or something. It's nothing crazy. So I think working on Ergo gives them an opportunity to put something unique, right? That the recruiters or anyone who haven't seen, the recruiters are going to be like, oh, what's Ergo? What does it mean to contribute to a node? What does it mean to write an off-chain bot and all? So these kids will have opportunities to include that. So I've been making that more well known. And I got a close friend of mine, and he started to write some node contributions and all. And he's actually, at first when he joined, or when I told him about Ergo and all, he wasn't really into it because he heard of like the FTX and all, like from the mainstream news, and he just thinks correlated crypto with scam, right? If you did crypto, it's some scam thing and all. But once I talked to him more and over time, I think it grew on him. And then he looked into and recently he looked into the Bitcoin white paper and all, and he really enjoyed it. So I think it's a good like case study to see how people's minds can change, especially when they are only exposed to mainstream media. I think so. I think that's some really nice sentiment. Ergo is so open source, and the code isn't like too bad to understand and get comfortable with in the way that it's written. So I think it's really nice that people can contribute and especially earn bounties too, because that's a big part, right? A lot of people would be nice for people to like earn like small like cash or any like funds on the side while making contributions, and I think it's a great opportunity. So I'm making it more well known, starting with my friend. And Another thing I've been discussing with like Ergo Foundation and all is the possibility to sponsor my university's annual hackathon. So it's still in discussion and all, but it's looking good. And the idea is, we're going to sponsor the hackathon because the barrier is quite low to to like actually do that. And idea is that I can like host a workshop and give some like lectures on how Ergo works, and contributions you can do, and just speak about like the what they can put on their resume and all. So yeah, I think that would be really a nice way to like onboard a bunch of people onto development. So that's something to look forward to in the next few weeks.
All right. Yeah, so everything is open, and also a lot of interesting problems here, right? And also hard problems, actually, not like calculator and Python. Like peer-to-peer networks, for example. So even experienced developers, all the Ergo code developers actually always, per my observations, try to avoid working with peer-to-peer layer. So I had to do all the stuff there basically. Yeah, because it's really hard, right? But but then if as a student you can do such hard things, then in the first place, you already specialized, right? So you already can work on peer-to-peer protocols, and actually there are many of them, right? So different kind, like BitTorrents, BitTorrent-like protocols, then blockchain nodes, some physical infrastructure, actually, some data processing systems working in peer-to-peer fashion, and so on. So actually, a lot of interesting possibilities already, and also, if you can do hardcore stuff, then you can always do some easier stuff, right? Like I don't know, that writing web applications, right?
Yeah. There's like things for everyone to do, right? No matter what your stage in programming is, and there's always room for growth. So that's the really cool part. You can start slow, then work all the way up to like the most complex things, and write node code, write the compiler. So that's like always the fun part, and especially I think we should make that well known to anyone who's interested in the ecosystem.
Actually, more contributors also welcome to the interpreter and the compiler part. Actually, there is a lot to do there. Even writing tests or even writing programs automatically. So writing programs which are synthesizing valid Ergo scripts programs and checking compiler for correctness, right? Already would be awesome, because the compiler, to be honest, still needs for a lot of improvements. And then it's also very hard, actually. It's kind of special area, right, in computer science. Programming languages theory, and compilers. It's also very hardcore stuff. So after that, you can do a lot of easier things.
For sure.
Kind of automatically. All right. So let's go to questions. Maybe, I can disappear while reading them, because I need to switch to another window on my pet device. The link to the Ergo website doesn't work for me, but why? Can someone help me with the Ergo roadmap if it exists? So, we discussed that. Right. But yeah, it was about core development. But then, what do we have during Wednesday's chat? So different projects are coming, right, and posting updates, and then asking for help if there is need. For something to be improved in tooling and so on, the notes, and asking questions. So then it's hard to tell about the whole ecosystem update, but it's actually a lot of things coming, like Ergo names, which is a name system, right, which can be used in conjunction with other financial tooling. For example, you can have your key bound, right, to some name, and then because of that you can do actually a lot of other things, right? Then PyDea, which is DAO, so decentralized governance. Then Lithos, peer-to-peer. Ergo mining protocol. Then what else we have? A bunch of dexes. Recently Trade House was launched, so please check. It's quite awesome. Peer-to-peer order book based decentralized exchange. Then we have MU Finance. Need to check what's new there. They just released white paper, right? I believe. Then Dexy. Another synthetic gold algorithmic asset, which is quite close to the. Actually, in the process of mainnet launch, so currently we are discussing parameters for payout action, and after getting agreement from code for USS, I will deploy it. And, we'll go further. What else? Chain Cash, which is peer-to-peer monetary system, and there are discussions going. What's doable on top of that? So currently we are just hacking around, like 3 of us hacking around is a command line interface. Then what else? Somewhat chill out system. I need to check. Kind of decentralized Kubernetes, right? Have you checked it actually? No. Chill out, chill out. Pi? Yeah, you don't know?
Oh, sorry. No, what?
So it's somewhat decentralized Kubernetes, and they're using Ergo.
Oh no, I haven't.
For payments and reputation system. So the guy made a reputation system for some Ergo hack. Some writings about it.
Oh,
if my memory serves me well. It's Yosemil.
Oh yeah. I think I recall it.
Yosemil, yes, something like that.
Yeah, I think I recall it. Yeah.
Right, and then Rosenbridge. Yeah, how can we forget? So yeah, we are waiting for Ethereum bridge to be launched. And then they promised to start listing assets, right? Actually, a lot of things. And with Rosen, so after Ethereum bridge, it would be runes, right? And Rosen ports. So yeah, actually a lot of things. So actually a lot of projects, but And yeah, I think they are defining roadmap in the first place, right? So, well, core development is now quite incremental, right? So, well, it's just making more possibilities, but not breaking anything because, well, doing breaking updates, I think is a bad thing, right? After all, because, well, yeah, I witnessed a lot of stories. Yeah. Back in NXT days, so well, after every hard fork, some part of community was lost, right? And yeah, the same with Ethereum Classic, Ethereum PoW, and so on, and more. Yeah, so well, with every hard fork, uh, there is inevitable loss of part of community, I guess, right? Because well, after all, well, it's kind of dirty story, right? When some part of community is deciding to push for protocol updates, right? Without getting consent from everyone, and you cannot really get consent from everyone, right, in this environment. So then, yeah, well, I think updates should be non-breaking, all right? But yeah, so for non-breaking updates, I think after 6.0 subblocks, there could be a lot of things done actually closer to application layer, maybe in between of core and application, like support for side chains, right? Maybe some interesting layer 2 ideas. Let's see. There is some time to think and to check what will be in demand from applications. All right, so let me read the next question, and yeah, can disappear again. MGpai, where do you hang your hats? Will you keep doing this going forward, or do you have any ambitions to start another career?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, I'm probably going to be doing this for the foreseeable future. I um, I enjoy the domain of blockchain, so I find that quite fun. So, I mean, I won't be. I work at Zengate currently, and I think it's really cool that I get to work on like multiple chains at once. Um, so that's what I find a lot of fun. But yeah, regarding Ergo though, I definitely want to keep on working on it. I think it's like really cool tech, and like the Ergo libraries and all, like AppKit, are really robust. It's like one of the best libraries I've seen. Like given how small the community is, right? How small the chain is. We really don't have like that many developers compared to like something like Ethereum or EVM, right? They probably have like tens of thousands of developers easily, and our libraries are quite like on par with how Ethereum libraries are. So yeah, and I think Ergo is like really well done. It's properly done, and I don't ever want to leave the space. So yeah, no, I'll be here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and for Ethereum, actually, that's maybe partly because of breaking nature of many updates, right, in Ethereum. Well, especially switching to proof of stake.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, with that, you need to rewrite basically everything, right? Because, well, block header structure and everything broken, right, after. So yeah, there is a lot of value in incremental development, but then yeah, you need to well have good basic principles and tech foundations, solid tech foundations since day one. All right, next question. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, it's not so easy on this device. Uh, Do you guys know if there are any talks with T1 exchanges? That's probably to you, Pi.
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer is as usual, right? Even if they are or if they aren't, we can't really disclose them due to NDAs. Yeah, I mean, I'll just leave it at that.
All right. Ergo names. Would it be possible to use standard domain register like Namecheap to register my name? So, not.
Yeah. So no, this is not really like like a traditional domain, right? Which resolves to like a website or anything. This is just purely to resolve your address, your Ergo address. And we're just going to leave it at that because and I think any more work is out of scope. Maybe I don't know, in the future we'll have the possibility for upgrades, but for now you need to, like, use our own process because you'll need an Ergo wallet and you'll need to send funds and all. So no, you can't just use a standard domain registrar for it.
Yeah, for now. Well, if my memory serves me well, there was some effort to plug Namecoin, yeah, into that traditional domain registration system, but yeah, that failed after some time. And yeah, Namecoin is not well recognized now, right? But yeah, back in 2012, probably 13. So yeah, it was back in 2012 it was the second altcoin. So the first after Bitcoin, maybe even. So Litecoin was small back then, so I mined Litecoin with CPU just back in January 2013, so before the first pump. It was actually how I came to that field of smart contracts, writing data on chain. So yeah, Namecoin was the only system which was possible to play with back in 2015. So I've written some data and pulled out some data and analyzed from Namecoin blockchain and so on. Yeah, I need to relocate to charge my device, so I have to shut the video down. And next question. 1 second. Kushti, what is your favorite dish? Can't be only potatoes and small pieces of meat. Yeah, indeed, but hard to say about like anything. What about you, MGpai?
Oh, my favorite dish.
Yeah.
Oh, well, honestly, it's probably like any like Indian food. I'm Indian, and yeah, and I love any Indian food. Yes,
something like that. Yeah, actually, it's
yes.
quite
Any, there's just so many, right? So I just, I guess, generalize it to really anything. But I think South Indian food's pretty good.
And no, it's not a question. Please film and distribute those lectures. I guess those college hackathon lectures.
Yeah, for sure. I'll try to record them. Yeah, it probably would be a good resource.
Kushti, when chess match, actually we can do maybe even like Ergo tournament if it's possible, but yeah, I need to check. But yeah, we can play at some point. Need to find time.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, because we're already having poker, right? Bobber poker. why not to have chess? All right. Also, Ergo is great on the tech side. It's still not very user-friendly. As a comparison, Windows got wide adoption once graphic user interface went mainstream. Any plan to build a nice interface for all things Ergo? Good question, actually. Yeah, so MGpai, what do you think as application developer, kind of? So you did Phoenix, right? Phoenix Finance, all that stuff.
Yeah, sure. So I think, I mean, of course, the most important thing is wallet perspective, right? Wallet has to be done properly first. So Nemo and Anon have been working hard on this, right? Like refactoring everything. So they definitely agree with, you know, user experience and all. And you know, I've discussed, a lot of people I've discussed with them on this subject. So that's definitely is in consideration and will happen in the near future. Yeah, so you know, wallet experience, and we'll probably get a better UI too for like Ergo mobile wallet. Like maybe it'll just be Nautilus for mobile itself. But that's definitely, you know, like in talks and all. I think Kudalier from Comet also wants to make his own Comet themed mobile wallet or something along those lines. So he's also looking into development for that. And from application standpoint, yeah, I think we just have a lot of like developers who aren't really into front end, working on front end. So I think that's the main issue. But for Phoenix, I want to get HODL coin out. Like the contracts have been there for a while, but I want like a better UI first. So I'm working with a new front end developer who's rewriting the Phoenix front end to both mint like the normal HODL coins on Erg, and then an interface to also create your own HODL coin game and all. And yeah, I know we're trying to make this as user friendly as possible. Yeah.
All right. And actually, what I'm thinking about, some applications can be chosen which are nice, right, in terms of user interface. And then maybe other applications can be AI generated, right, based on them. Because, well, in most cases, all those applications are quite similar, right, in functionality. So you connect your wallets, you type like amounts, so something like amounts or, well, whatever, in a form, right?
Right.
Then sign transaction, and yeah. So this part I think could be just standardized, right, and also AI-ized, right? How to say that? So yeah, made AI friendly, right? Friendly to code generation through AI. Because yeah, I think for such standard things, well, time for manual work is actually already limited, right, to 2 years likely, and then yeah, it can be just generated. I mean, all those standards applications.
Yeah, I think people should definitely developers should leverage AI. You know, it greatly speeds up your pace of output, and there's a new developer IDE, like where you write the code, called Cursor, where it directly has a window into your entire code repository, the chat, and then you can just like ask it questions on the repository. Like if you're a new developer, like for example, looking at like the node code, you can just open your the code base on this IDE, and then the IDE will like know where all the files are. So you can ask, oh, where is the code where the the mining stuff is handled, like where is it, where is like the check that checks like the autoculcos algorithm is like sound and the difficulty is met, where is that check in the code base, right? And you can ask that, and the AI will tell you instantly because it knows where all the code is. So this ID is really cool. I've been like learning about it a little more, and I think that has huge potential, especially for new developers, right? Just trying to get used to something, or like someone who just knows a little bit of like Python, trying to like get familiar with this entire code base in Scala. It has a lot of potential. I think people should, look into it and use it. And recently, like yesterday, last night, I found about an IDE called Pair. I think it's trypair.ai or something, and it's an open source version of this cursor IDE, basically. So it's an open source version of an IDE with like a built-in chat for AI, and which has all your context of your code. So I think this is really cool. It's just revolutionary for how fast it speeds your output.
Yeah, so I think then, routine tasks like generating UI and tests, should be and will be made by AI, right? That's already possible. And then, then based on some good UI examples, right, as everything here in Ergo is open, right? So based on some best examples, it would be possible to generate good UI, right? Maybe not super fancy, but yeah, in most cases, you just need for something functional, right? Not buggy. And looking good, well, for a wide range of devices, which is also important these days. All right, now next question, I guess. Next question. The next question is from QX, none else then. Hey, MGpai, what would it take to do updates to ErgPi? How much? All right.
I mean, it's really just for me, it's a question of time, right? I have like other projects that I want to give priority to. So, I mean, I just want to complete, like, I think Ergo names is really on my like priority list for Ergo, right? I really want to get that out. It's been pending for a while. So I'm going to complete that. And then in parallel, we have Phoenix HODL coin. We want to roll that out. And then another project I'm working on for the Sigmanauts. I think LDG Luca is writing the contracts for it currently. So it's a Sigmanauts project. I think those are like the three like immediate things I really have on Ergo itself, right? So then probably after those are complete, I can start looking to other projects and all. I also wanted to explore like more mining stuff, because recently in a few months back I wrote like a mining pool for a meme coin on Cardano, where you could like mine this coin just to like understand how the mining process worked. Like I really did it as like a MVP of like a mining server. Then I can just like port that over for whatever Ergo needs, right? So I wanted to work on that. I don't know if I will, but and I might also be there in the future. But yeah, I mean, it's really those first three projects that I want to finish up. Then I can maybe look into doing more ErgPi stuff. But it would be nice to get other people doing it rather than me, because this is not too complex either, because it's just porting over like existing code. Like maybe you can like make bindings and all from AppKit. So yeah, I think it'd be better if other people can look into it. But maybe in the future, after my projects are complete, I can look into it.
Yeah, so actually, within Ergo Devs DAO, we are discussing even allocating some bounties for doing Python bindings for Sigma Rust. Right. Well, actually, I don't know how those bindings do work for Rust, right? Because for AppKit, yeah, it's using GraalVM, and well, this is still not very stable option, right? And well, don't know much about Rust bindings. If they are working well, then yeah, maybe it's better to go that road. Let's see. It would be good to find someone proficient in all that stuff. All right, then. Yeah, next question. So we have 5 minutes more for questions. Yeah, Mark, the shark will check bindings, but yeah, well, a lot of messages, but no questions. Yeah, just free flow chat, it seems.
All right. So is that everything?
I know. So a lot of messages like we need to market using big crypto YouTube channels. I mean, if you want to comment, that's then. Yeah, I mean, then we maybe can discuss how
I mean,
how to do marketing, right? Because well, there are different opinions. And yeah, recently I started to push for certain things like to have updates, regular updates in national groups, right? Because many were abandoned. Actually, I found that Vietnamese, for example, Telegram group was abandoned. Then, Russian was very active, but full of different, I don't know, conspiracy theories. Well, folks discussed things very disconnected from reality there. Well, very, very disconnected from very, very simple facts. I mean, facts which can be checked in like one click. Then, yeah, the same. I've got control our Persian group, which was full of spam and so on. Yeah, made new moderator in Chinese group. One of because there are a lot of Chinese groups, and I'm not aware most of them because they are in how's it called, the messaging systems. Right. Even like translating and pushing and providing factual information instead of myths, right, to national communities, I think is already a very big deal because, well, in total, maybe all those groups are similar to the main one, right, in English, and they can grow, I guess, also significantly in observable time. Then, about big crypto YouTubers. I don't know. So I think, it makes sense to get on something relevant, right? Like mining, for example, right? I don't know what's going on there these days, but
So I can talk about this. So I think mining is a big aspect that Ergo really needs to market, because the overall mining like ecosystems right now is pretty poor, right? It's really all just shit coins that people are mining, and the profitability is like really bad, because like I know for a while, a lot of people are mining this coin called Gram, which is a proof of work coin on the Ton blockchain. All right, so and it's just all these coins which really don't have value, they're just profitable. And then there's a lot of Caspa forks that are being mined. Again, they're just like forks of a successful coin, like they're not really going anywhere. So it's just all a bunch of these types of coins. So Ergo has a huge potential, right, to be leading in the market mining industry, because Ergo is like an original project, right? That you can still mine using a GPU. So
right.
I think this is something that the community really needs to focus on. And I think we had the Ergo Foundation. We received a proposal from the Sigmanauts, I believe, or some Sigmanauts mining pool. But they're deciding to make this more well known, and also I think really for marketing, that's what we got to do, because it's the miners that are really going to help with the price action, right? And if Ergo can get to a certain level in price, then we'll automatically attract the miners to do profitability. Then I believe that you'll have a snowball effect on the price with it going up, since more and more miners will be involved. So I think really that's the milestone we got to hit. Probably like $4 or $5 per coin would be more than enough to be profitable, Ergo to be profitable across everything.
Right, but also the state of mining is pretty set, right? GPU mining. So now it's usually about mostly clones, for Caspa or anything. Still, it's like magic when you can create money at home, right? By just running very small mining rig with a few GPUs. So so you can be your own bank, right? In regards
Right.
with all the aspects of free banking, even so you can mint your money, but then they are recognized in the Ergo network, right? And then you can immediately use them in applications doing trustless derivatives, so you can convert into algorithmic synthetic gold, right? So USD. You can lend it out. So a lot of things, right? You can put into liquidity pools, right? So a lot of things. This is just up to you, right? How your bank is operating. What I realized, from chatting a bit in Russian groups, so some miners even mining with ASICs now, right? Mining something ASIC friendly, and then actually dumping those ASIC coins for to buy Ergo, right, on ZigEx, so some small exchange for miners. and so on. So yeah, well, actually, yeah, among miners, there are a lot of tech-savvy people, right? We got a lot of developers from mining, and yeah, also many miners actually do care about principles, right? And even if they are doing money with ASICs, right, then they can actually support GPU mineable money, right? So Ergo. Yeah, that's quite awesome. But outside that, so yeah, about big YouTubers, we can try something, but yeah, actually, it could be hard to find any proficient, right, big YouTuber. Because yeah, most of them just like, I don't know, buy this coin, uh, yeah, super pump this year or whatever. So yeah, it's what can you talk about with them? Let's see. All right, so yeah, let me check questions, but what do you guys do to blow off steam? MGpai? Let's answer this question and finish with it.
Yeah, sure. So I like to go to the gym. So I think that's like the best outlet. Like I like to run and all. So yeah, that's really what I do.
All right. So yeah, I actually like to do a lot of things, but not much time. But yeah, like cooking,
Yeah.
walking around, running, bicycle. Yeah, a bit of gym also. Swimming pool. Yeah, to try
Yeah.
to visit. It's actually quite good. Yeah, after those computers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, need to find time
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
for that. All right. So yeah, we are good with that. So thank you, everyone. Please join next week. I guess yeah that there will be a different set of people, right? Maybe Dan and Joe. I don't know. Dan and QX and Joe. MGpai, will you join next week?
uh I'll see. Depends on my schedule.
Let's see, but yeah, so we have different people, so it's quite good to get different opinions, right? To
Yeah,
highlight
yeah, yeah.
different parts of community, right? And yeah, that's great. Um, all right, yeah, have a good day, everyone.
All right. Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye.